Hey, just wanted to make a quick video about um, our perceptions as a collective with the New Age movement, because over the last few decades, it's really become quite a thing. And I feel like a lot of disinformation and distortion has been promulgated through the New Age movement. And it's kind of hijacked some of the old age gnosis that I feel has validity and intermingled it with all this distortion to give people who maybe aren't so knowledgeable on such subjects a very confusing perception of what spirituality is. One thing that I see coming up a lot is saviour programming, which we can say is very big in organized religion, especially the Abrahamic religions. We have this notion that people look to the external source for salvation. They may look to Jesus or God or Allah or whatever it is as this solution to all the world's problems. And I'm seeing this now in the last few years with the New Age movement, but it might be the extraterrestrials, you know, the Palladians or whoever is going to come and fix all the world's problems. So we can just sit around waiting and not actually do anything ourselves, not take responsibility and be accountable for our own actions and how we conduct ourselves in the world. And then, you know, so much I think has been put out on purpose to create this mentality of savior programming and victim mentality as well. Because, you know, there's this whole perpetual cycle of healing, looking to someone else to heal, looking to the shaman, looking to the Reiki master, the whatever as the healer, instead of standing up and saying, no, the only person that can heal me is myself. And I have to take constructive action through my actions to actually make that happen. And it's a process, you know. So you've got people fully falling for everything, I feel. You know, you've got the more open-minded types that will read anything on the internet. There might be a transmission from the Galactic Federation or Ishtar or whatever. And I feel like a lot of that is very misleading, and it's hooking people into things that they're not even aware of. It's taking people down garden paths to dangerous places, and they think it's all love and light. So you've got those really open-minded, well-meaning people, a lot of them, lovely people that are all falling for this stuff. And they're being hijacked, their energy, through that process of giving their power away, looking to external sources of salvation, so on. And then you've got the other types, the more scientific, materialist types that, because of all the nonsense in the New Age movement, dismiss all of it and just think it's all bullshit. And anybody, like someone like myself, who would fit the category to them as someone that's New Age, because I'm a yoga teacher. I practice holistic body work, and I work with herbs. I'm into astrology. I read tarot cards. You know, so a lot of these things can be perceived as New Age practices, and in one way, yeah, they are in the New Age category, but they're not exactly what the same as all this distortion of the New Age. It's old gnosis, these things, the tarot, astrology, holistic healing, you know, herbalism. These things go back thousands of years. They're not some new thing that's just popped up in the last few decades. They're ancient. They're connected to our ancestors. Okay, I'm not of Indian descent, so yeah, some people will say I shouldn't be teaching yoga, but I had this passed on from very incredible teachers, traditional teachers, and I feel like it's in my soul codes as well, in terms of reincarnation and all that. So you could say, oh, you're talking about reincarnation. Once again, that I don't feel is New Age. That is an old philosophy that you can look at different cultures that all held that belief that the soul is infinite and that we go on. So you've got the ones that are throwing the baby out with the whole bathwater by going, all that's hocus pocus, New Age crap. And I'm just going to go with empirical scientism, you know, materialism, type stuff and just read the New Scientist and watch the 7 o'clock news and just take all that in and go, I'm an atheist and a nihilist, and yeah, those types. And then you've got the other end of that polarity where they're, completely believing so much bullshit. Like, another part of the New Age movement that really pisses me off is all this ascended master stuff, like Saint Germain and, I don't even know all their names, looking to these beings, these entities, as wise counsel, when I don't think disembodied spirits are wise counsel at all. I don't think we should be looking to them. I think they can be tricksters, they can be deceivers. Wise counsel, mentors should be our elders, people who are here physically on the earth, who have done a lot of work, and they're actually practicing what they're saying. They're doing it. They've got that inner harmony, alignment, balance in their lives, and they've done this incredible research, and therefore they can be respected. And they're not being dogmatic about it either. We have to be impartial. We have to be flexible with our beliefs. We can't just say this is the way. Like, we have to be able to refute things. We have to be able to question things. Even for me, some of this New Age stuff has sucked me in over the years, because I've had experiences with seeing phenomena, whatever you want to call it, extraterrestrials, UFOs. I got sucked into a lot of that stuff with the galactics and the channels, and listening to those things, and I really started to realize, when I got more proper knowledge and wisdom, that this stuff isn't very good. I don't think it's helping, and it makes you hit an astral barrier, a ceiling of consciousness. Look, we've been doing all this for years now, and it hasn't really got us anywhere. I think where we need to be is stepping into our own power and realizing, yeah, we've all been deceived in different ways. Those in the camp of empirical materialistic scientism, and those over on the New Age, airy-fairy, love and light and rainbows side. We need to find a middle ground here and take the knowledge, the ancient knowledge, and create, like something post New Age, like a spiritual reformation, in a way, where we reanalyze things. We come up with new information, new knowledge and wisdom, and take the old and study it properly, so we have these foundations to grow upon. Another example of New Age crap that I think has been quite a grid work of consciousness that is trapping us in a paradigm of existence is sacred geometry, which is something I fell fully hook, line and sinker for, to the point of having sacred geometry tattooed on my back. So things like the flower of life, for example, which is a grid work that is to do with the inverted Saturnalian energy. So the cube of Saturn, this inverse Saturnalian lockdown, control, domination, death, destruction, decay energy that has been on the earth for thousands of years. You could say something like the flower of life is an overlay grid work for that. So yeah, we've all thought, oh, isn't it a beautiful symbol? And it looks pretty. But when you actually start to learn what this geometry means, and it's not exactly sacred to a lot of us if we really knew what it represented. So, I've had to refute things with that as well. And then I see so many well-meaning, beautiful people still believing this stuff. And there's so much misinformation. I just want to do my best to demystify things, reconnect us to that older knowledge, and then build on that as a foundation to become scholars in something else that can actually shape our future in a constructive way, so we can expand, we can grow, we can reach a point of spiritual, regenesis, where we're actually healing our physical body, and not just stuck in a healing cycle. We're actually letting go of this shadow shit, because a lot of it's about the shadow. And this is the other discrepancy I have with the New Age movement. A lot of it's about healing and positivity and optimism and all that, but nobody wants to go to their own shadow work. They want to bypass that and go straight to the crystal, you know, healing and the ayahuasca and whatever, but they don't want to actually go into the full shadow. Okay, ayahuasca might take you there whether you like it or not, but it's still a shortcut, you know, instead of facing the mirror and doing the work. We all have shadow. We all have things we have to perceive and know about ourselves that may not be very pleasant. And we need to work through that. We need to face that. There's a lot of catharsis that we all need to go through. You know, we have been manipulated like beyond what most people can even imagine. So many things people think is truth is a distortion. And even especially in things masquerading to be these beautiful, shiny, you know, galactic, starry savior stuff, you know, it can be actually the most insidious, next to organized religion, which of course I feel like has been a big soul trap for a very long time. So yeah, where are we going with this? Yeah, it all starts within. We all need to step up and take responsibility. We can't think that the aliens are going to change the world, or some ascended masters off in bloody the 5th dimension or whatever. We're here now in this world. We can't look to some politician or group to save us. It's only us. Only we can save ourselves, and that comes from that self-sacrifice. So that whole archetypal story of, for example, Odin, you know, this is where the Christ story comes from. Odin hanging on the Yggdrasil to attain the knowledge of the runes from the Well of Mimir. So you've got, you know, this story of Odin sacrificing himself onto himself to get this knowledge. And that's what we all need to be, like that. We all need to be the seer, the Aesir, the Odin, and do that work, which isn't easy. It can be very confronting. It can be very challenging. The shadow, the dark night of the soul, the journey into the underworld is not easy, because we have to face our own inner stuff and the collective stuff all at once and process it from within and transmute it. That's that alchemical process. And then we can go to the healing. Then we can go to the self-actualizing, the rebuilding, you know, the restructuring, the action, the constructive action. So being that change through our actions. But it all starts first with our thought and emotion. We have to learn how to regulate and balance this and see our potential for the ultimate worst things that we can do, so we can actually see what we are capable of in that whole entire polarity, not just thinking we're these divine goddess beings with, you know, that would never do harm, when we've probably unintentionally even hurt people in the past, or we've done things that weren't very good in experiences in this life or others. So we need to integrate this shit. We need to look at it. We need to go, okay, fuck, how can I take constructive action to change this? You know, a good example can be, as a shadow aspect, lack of focus. You know, we live in a day and age where there's all this social media, there's all these Netflix and all this crap, you know, that people are distracting themselves with, instead of wanting to do the work and getting the foundation, studying the gnosis, the reading books, doing physical work, working out, you know, practicing martial arts or meditation or whatever it is that is actually going to put you on that path of alignment. Instead, it's much easier for some to turn on the screen and be distracted, and then our focus gets taken away, and we get into the abyss, you know. So we all need to come back to our focus, and that might be just making small changes, you know, day by day, making efforts to put this into action. So it's okay, I want to focus. What practices do I have that self-validate, that empower me, that nourish my soul? And I'm going to start doing those things, you know. So for me, it's drawing, it's painting, it's playing guitar, it's going for walks, it's doing my meditation practice, you know, my pranayama, going to my kung fu, practicing that, cooking really healthy foods, making myself smoothies from herbs in the garden. Like I have these things that I know nourish and complete me. Gardening, you know, being outside, being in nature, being in the forest, all these type of things. So I'll make a constructive effort in my life to do these things on a daily basis when time permits, and still allow myself a little bit of time for that distraction, okay, to watch random shit on YouTube or whatever it is. A lot of it though, I'm still going, what am I watching? Being aware, what am I taking in? So I'll watch things on YouTube, but I'll watch things that I feel like are knowledgeable and interesting. And while I do that, I draw, or I paint, or I do some yoga, or whatever it is. So I'm multitasking as well. So I'm not just sitting there like staring into the abyss of something like so many people do with their television and their So being aware, what are we taking in? What is our diet? Not just on a physical level, but on an emotional, spiritual, media, all these things, you know, because I feel like so much in the new age is misleading and deceptive, and I'm not to say to throw the baby out with the bathwater like these materialists are. I'm saying find a middle ground, be discerning, go, okay, who is this person with this information? What's their intention? What's this all about? And you can look at things, you can go, well, is this more savior programming? Is this more getting us in victim mode? Is this more of us giving our power away? Or is this person or this practice encouraging empowerment, encouraging alignment, encouraging strength, encouraging self-actualization, direction, focus, like all these things that are going to help us as individuals be the best we can possibly be to create a better world? Because that's where we need to be right now. We're in a very, very crucial time. We're on a knife edge here of going either way. We can go back into the abyss for what I believe could be thousands of years. We could even end up finished as a human species if we don't fucking step up. Or we have the choice to get through these gates of wisdom and come into a place of true empowerment, true awareness, strength, stability, inner balance, being in our ultimate potential. Like we all have this ultimate potential. We are all unique, beautiful individuals with so much to offer, all of us here. So stop looking to these people or this group or these aliens or whatever the fuck for your salvation, and look into yourself with that nurturing love. Meet your shadow, embrace your shadow, give it a fucking hug, say, I love you, and I see you, and I acknowledge you, and I'm willing to work with what I have here, no matter what the fucking traumas are, no matter what the pain is, no matter what our inner critic is, or whatever it is that we've been through, and reframe things, allow these things to empower us. An example is I've been through a lot of trauma. I've been through a lot of difficult, challenging experiences, a lot of grief in my life, a lot of fear. So we're looking at finding the polarity, finding a way to reframe and empower. So, and a good example is fear. Okay, I've had times where I've actually been in real danger and I felt actual real fear, and it's a fight or flight nervous system response. And I've had to spend a lot of time rebalancing my nervous system, healing from this, right, on a very physical level, as well as emotional, spiritual. Now we can look at what is the polarity of fear. And someone said to me the other day, oh, the polarity of fear is love. And I said, no, it's not love. Love's beautiful, don't get me wrong, but this is not the polarity of fear. The polarity of fear is courage. So we need to step into courage. We need to become stronger. We need to become more empowered through that energy, because a polarity, it's like hot water, cold water. It's still water. It's still the same energy. It's just which end of the spectrum are you on here? And we can be the locus of our own control and shift that polarity within ourselves. And yeah, finding the opposite polarity to whatever it is you're experiencing. It may be several things. And every time you get into that emotion, you know, I'm not saying the fear doesn't come up around me still, but I can shift into courage. I can stand tall. I'm actually doing physical practices in my life to help me feel that courage, feel that empowerment, feel that strength. For example, doing my kung fu, doing my, you know, walking and running and meditation, breath work, all these things, helping my nervous system, helping my physical body to feel stronger, you know, all these things are shifting that polarity for me in my life and actually self-actualizing my physicality and my spirituality into a way in which I can overcome this shadow aspect of myself. And then through being aware of the shadow, shining that light of awareness on it, we can stop these dark manipulations from overwhelming us. Because these dark manipulations, these evil entities, whatever you want to call it, play on our shadow. So they are not our shadow. We are not, you know, we have shadow aspects of ourselves. That's not dark entities, but the dark entities can play on that stuff. They can prey on it. So, and through that, that's a doorway for them. So, you know, we need to be as fortified as we can in our energy fields through our practices, through our daily habits, through what we take in, through what we project out. And only then, you know, is the world going to change. The world's not going to change from us looking to these other individuals. Yes, I can ask that others step up and start fucking doing this as well. Yes, please do it. If you want to see change in this world, if you're devastated by the injustice, the bullshit that's going on, the shit show that is happening right here collectively, we need to step up. Because the biggest thing I'm seeing is this collective fear programming and this lack of validation, lack of identity that people are experiencing. So we need to start reformulating, recalibrating. And this is not fucking new age bullshit, okay? Yes, we can use old systems of knowledge, know thyself, get into astrology, find out more about your astro-psychological nature, get into traditional astrology, Mayan, Vedic, whatever resonates. You know, you can work with some of these old practices, the runes, tarot, sure, read books, find the right authors that have this knowledge and wisdom, learn about healing plants, learn about how to, you know, eat healthy and be strong and be fit. And, you know, these things like Tai Chi and Wing Chun and Qigong and yoga and all these things are ancient practices. They're not new age. Anybody that tries to say that is new age, you're actually being quite offensive to these ancient practices. Acupuncture, all these healing arts, herbalism, you know, these are ancient. They go way back. They have a lot of wisdom to share, and we can find a lot of alignment through these practices. There's a reason why these practices have been continued for so long. And in saying this, I'm not saying that UFOs aren't real. I'm not saying that there might be aliens out there that are, or ETs or whatever, that are okay, but they're not going to save us. You know, even if there are good ETs, for example, they're not able to interfere. They can't get involved here. This is our responsibility. This is our jurisdiction. The time is now. Okay, we can't look to them anymore. We need to be the ones we have been waiting for. Beautiful prophecy by the Hopi. Fucking yeah, the rainbow, what is it? The rainbow people, you know, we're coming together all over the world. There's all of us. We're here. We just all need to really start healing for real this time. It's an emergency. It is fucking time. Now or never, guys. Come on. Thank you.